Meanwhile, two police officers in St. Louis shot on Thursday. They're lucky to be alive thanks to their bulletproof vests, but violent crime in that area is said to be getting out of control.
But now the mayor has a controversial idea, a plan. She says she's telling people to hand over their guns in exchange for free groceries. Kevin Jackson is a Fox News contributor, and he joins us now with his reaction. Kevin, you have a home in St. Louis. You lived there recently. Here's some numbers just from 2017 alone about the killings in St. Louis. I think we can put them up on the screen. The number of murders year to date at 197. 185 of those murders carried out with firearms. Most of the violence, as I've read up on this as well, is black-on-black crime. Young black men killing other young black men. Kevin, it sounds like a unique idea. Hey, turn in your gun and you'll get some groceries in exchange. Will something like this work?
To be surpassed only by Hug-a-Thug, Pete. You remember that?
Yeah.
They did the Hug-a-Thug thing, I think, in like Philadelphia or some other liberal utopia. You know, look, hey, St. Louis is going to have the fattest criminals in the land, so they could brag about that with the Chamber of Commerce. What an asinine idea. And, you know, when you look at the demographics of this, where you've got these young black men ages 20 to 29 are the biggest victims of these crimes, and the unsafe neighborhoods that have been created by mayors like Lyda Krewson and in the case of St. Louis, Mayor Slay before her, you know, these ideas that I call them leftist bourgeois cocktail sippers want to try, and as opposed to addressing the real issues of fatherless homes and you know the business development that needs to be going on in St. Louis. They're not doing that, but they decide, hey, we'll fatten up our criminals. Maybe they'll get so fat they can't commit any crimes.
Kevin, you know, if somebody on the right suggested this, the left would scream, they're trading safety for food.
Yeah, that was one of my talking points, Steve, that, you know, if Donald Trump said, let's do this, they'd say exactly that. They would call it racism. And they'd say, you know, they're starving these people in order to get their guns so that they can no longer protect themselves. Look, it's a matter of perspective, but the facts are St. Louis is probably geometrically more dangerous than Chicago. And we're constantly talking about Chicago. We're constantly talking about areas like Detroit. And instead of Mayor Krewson actually doing something to address the problem, getting these kids in vocational programs, really working on the issues, and quite frankly, working on the societal issues of leftism that creates these environments where the high crime areas, they're trying these types of ideas. And by the way, these things never work. These crooks don't turn in their guns for the most part.
The buyback programs?
Yeah, the buyback programs don't work, and what they do is they end up bringing in these guns that don't work.
Criminals don't turn in their guns, ultimately. The mayor says we can't incarcerate our way out of this situation, but it doesn't sound like buyback programs have been effective either.
Not at all. And the sad part about that is that comment that we can't incarcerate. You know, you're exactly right. Don't put everybody in prison, but how about we actually do reforms and societal reforms that keeps fathers in their homes and creates economic opportunity for some of these youngsters.
All right. Kevin Jackson today joining us from Phoenix. Kevin, have a good weekend.